The movie is a story of a physics teacher and husband, Nikolai. He and his pregnant wife live a normal life until one day, Russian soldiers pass by their home and kill his wife in front of him. The death of his wife changes his life completely. Within a short time, he becomes the most feared sniper of his crew and takes down the Russian sniper, Sery, who is considered a nightmare of Ukrainian soldiers. Who is Nikolai, and how did he end up in the army and becomes the deadliest sniper? Let's jump into the video to answer all these questions. Hello and welcome to IM Movies. The movie starts with an eco-settler, Nastya, who loves nature and draws a sparrow sketch. After that, she returns home and starts crafting a wooden angel for her husband. She approaches her husband, Nikolai, a school teacher, and wakes him up. The couple makes love, after which Nikolai leaves for school. He arrives at his school and listens to the news reporting the protests in the country after President Yanukovych left the country and hundreds of protesters died. Nikolai is in his class when one of his wicked students bullies him. Nikolai tries to use his trick against him and gives his lecture about calculating the speed of the paper Ivan threw. He orders Ivan to come to the board, but he makes an inappropriate drawing instead.
After everyone leaves, Ivan asks his teacher to leave their city. Following that, a news reporter visits their place and mentions that Nikolai and his wife were the first eco-settlers in Donbas, near Horlivka. They bought a 2-hectare piece of land and have settled down here. She claims that Nikolai has 3 degrees, one in ecology. When asked, Nikolai explains that, as an ecologist, he knows a difficult time awaits them. So, changing their lifestyle can help reduce the danger, and they claim they hope to have a baby here. The news reporter is stunned to hear this and questions them about the sign outside their house. Nikolai asks Nastya to explain what the sign means, and the reporter makes her sound weird when she explains a legend that the white raven created the world and converted the ocean water into fresh water. In return, he takes care of human needs and loses one of his white feathers. The reporter enters the house and orders her cameraman to take pictures of random objects inside. She leaves the hut and asks Nastya whether she is not afraid to give birth, but she hopes everything will go right. The news reporter then leaves their house, but Nikolai stops her and returns her cigarette, stating that they don't throw trash there. Nastya and Nikolai spend the night together having fun with each other, and after they sleep, a Russian military car breaks the Ukrainian border and enters Horlivka. The next morning, Nikolai leaves for school and spots the Russian soldiers on his way but ignores them. He arrives at the school and is thrilled to find no one there. Nikolai then listens to the news reporting the activities of Russian activists and that Russians have overtaken Crimea. He rushes back home and finds Nastya struggling against the 2 Russian soldiers. He tries to stop them, but gets beaten in return. He begs them to stop because his wife is pregnant, but they don't listen to him, assuming she is a spy. One of them visits their house and burns it after finding nothing inside. As they are leaving, Nastya tries to throw a stone at them, but the soldiers shoot and kill her. Nikolai is devastated by her death and spends the night lying beside her. The following day, 2 Ukrainian soldiers visit his house and find him lying next to them. After checking his identity, they learn he is one of them, so they help him bury his wife's dead body. He visits the ruins of his house and finds the wooden angel that the Nazis crafted for him. The Ukrainian soldiers then led him to their camp and talk to their commander about what had happened to him. The commander is enraged after learning that they brought him without a blindfold and reveal the location of their camp. Nikolai listens to their conversation and comes out of the car to approach a disassembled gun. The commander panics after witnessing this and questions Nikolai about whether he wants to commit suicide. Still, Nikolai replies that he wants the Russians to be driven out of their territory. The commander is impressed by this, and Nikolai is seen training with soldiers. Nikolai knows nothing about guns, so the commander orders Bad to show him how to assemble and disassemble an AK-47. Afterward, Nikolai and his fellows are ordered to do push-ups in the rain when the commander approaches him, asks whether he is happy here, and calls him a pacifist. Upon getting permission to speak, he informs the commander that his code name is Raven, but he suggests he earn this name. All the soldiers are busy mastering their respective skills, while Nikolai practices assembling and disassembling the AK-47. Soon, he masters the skill, and after a few days, the commander gathers his warriors and informs them that they are short on snipers on the front line, so the volunteers are offering courses. He announces that anyone can participate. Bad, Klim, and Dunai take the responsibility, after which Nikolai also volunteers. Meanwhile, the captain is noticing everything from a distance. When Commander makes a statement to Nikolai that he does not know how to put the magazine in the AK-47, Nikolai asks him for permission to prove himself by showing them the assembly and disassembly within 20 seconds. After the commander allows him, Nikolai covers his eyes and stuns everyone by performing the task within 18 seconds. The captain is impressed and asks his junior to arrange an SKS for Nikolai. After some time, the volunteers arrive at the camp for their training, and Nikolai is shocked when he gets an SKS while others have better weapons. He questions the arms distributor about it, but he insults him and makes him leave. Nikolai checks the gun while his friends cheer him on. Later, they are asked to shoot their target blindly after they have aimed, and Nikolai fails the test and mentions that no one can fire at the target using such a weapon. The captain hears it and replies that someone has done it. Later, Captain teaches them how to calculate the target's distance, and Nikolai, known as Raven, impresses everyone by correctly providing all the answers. At night, they are ordered to shoot the targets after confirming they are ready. All the soldiers shoot, but only a few hit the target, while the captain announces minus points for Raven and ends the task. Raven informs him that the task is not yet over, as he did not shoot. Raven aims and hits the target, which adds 3 points to his scoreboard. The next day, Raven passes out with a first-class license and is very proud. In the evening, he sings a melancholy song in memory of his beloved wife, and on their way to the next camp, he spends his journey looking at the wooden angel. As they arrive at the camp, the captain meets his friend and the general, who reveals that one of their checkpoints has been overtaken by the Russians, and they will have to stop them before they may strengthen there. The captain gets permission to use his snipers for the task and orders Raven to prepare for the first job. They arrive at the location, and the captain and Raven locate their targets. After the rest of the soldiers take their positions, they eliminate the machine gunners and a few others. Soon, a car with a civilian couple arrives at the location and the Russians start messing with them. The soldiers attack them while one of the Russian soldiers captures the woman as a hostage. The captain takes aim, shoots him through a tough spot, and saves the lady. After that, the captain congratulates Raven for accomplishing his first mission. Raven returns to his camp and learns that Klim and Dunay are on their mission. He is worried for them, but visits the camp and learns that they are inside a school. He takes out Nastya's little angel and sleeps looking at it. On the other hand, Klim and Dunay are their mission locations when the Russian sniper, Sery, spots Klim. He starts the video recording and shoots him. Dunay returns to the camp with Klim's dead body, and Raven is very sad to see Klim dead. The captain meets his friend, who informs him that the medic has reported that the bullet exploded like a flower inside Klim's body, leaving some of its parts stuck inside, while the rest penetrated. Then he adds that they will have to regain the trench at the zero line they have recently lost. Following that, Raven and Captain arrive at the trench and keep an eye on their soldiers, while they plant the bomb and fix a leaf as a mark to aim at. After a while, the Russian soldiers arrive at the location, and Raven is stunned to see Ivan with them and utters his name. Still, he has to shoot at the target, which causes a blast and ultimately the deaths of all Russian soldiers, including Ivan. After the trench is cleared, Captain questions him about Ivan and learns he has been his former student, but made the wrong choice. At night, Captain is at his camp when he hangs the picture of his family on the wall and looks at it when Raven joins him. He looks at the picture and learns about the captain's family. The captain informs him that his daughters think that he is on a business trip, so he and his wife decide to keep his real job a secret from them so that they may sleep better. The captain asks about the angel, and Raven replies that it is his family. Afterward, the Russian captain gets the plan of the Ukrainian troops and informs Sery about it and the location of the snipers. He leaves, confirming that he will handle everything. Next, Raven and Captain take their positions. The captain is looking for the sniper when Raven takes aim and spots his wife's killers. He is enraged to see them and states he is ready to aim. The captain tries to stop him, but Raven loses control and shoots one while the other hides behind the tree. He misses a few shots on him, which reveals their location to Sery, and he takes out Captain. Raven is sad about his death and tries to drag him to a safe place, but it's too late. Raven mourns his death and sits sadly when Captain's friend, Brigade Commander, meets him and promises to inform him as soon as he gets the information about their captain's killer. Raven is on another mission to take down 2 snipers. Yakut and Makar is hiding in the dump when he gets tired of the smell and tries to leave his place. Raven notices and shoots him in the head while Yakut spots Raven. As he shoots, he misses the head and the bullet hits his arm. Raven takes blind aim and still hits Yakut in the head. After that, Raven is in a bathtub when he gets a call from the brigade commander, who calls him to the base. Raven packs his gun and arrives at the base, where he meets his friends, who lead him to a meeting room. The brigade commander shows him Sery's picture and mentions that he has killed 5 of their snipers and 3 machine gunners within a few days, while his recent activity has been noticed in a chemical factory at Horlivka. He mentions that Sery records the videos of his victims to demoralize them, and one of the videos contains the death of their captain.
The soldiers suggest using the mines to kill him, but the brigade commander orders Raven to explain why they cannot do it. Raven mentions that chlorine in a container under pressure in the factory may result in an environmental disaster in the event of an explosion. The brigade commander then explains the location of Sery and his men and how they will clear the entrance for Raven. After that, Raven and his team sneak slowly to take their positions, while Sery checks his snipers to see if they are in position. One of Raven's sniper locates the protection group, while Raven enters the facility and kills a man at the entrance. While the second man appears to be Nastia's murderer, Raven then shoots him before he can taunt him about his wife. Raven and his mates take down the protection group within the same second. The brigade commander learns they are clear, so he starts firing a machine gun as a signal. After clearing his path, Raven enters the building where Sery is hiding. Raven sneaks inside carefully to avoid being spotted by one of the lookout. Meanwhile, Sery and the second sniper sense something is wrong after they fail to contact the protection group. Sery leaves his place and finds the first sniper dead on the roof. He contacts his commander and updates him on the situation. The commander suggests he stay in his position while they come to rescue him in 10 minutes. As Sery returns to his position, he notices Raven's angel, and before he can act, Raven stabs him in the neck and kills him. The second sniper is in his position when he notices a grenade beside him and passes away in the blast. Raven then replaces Sery's spot, and as Sery's commander tells him they have arrived, Raven shoots him. As his squad comes out, Raven's team shoots them down. Raven leaves the factory after completing his mission and visits his wife's grave. He is saddened to recall the time he spent with Nastia. After getting permission to keep the wooden angel with him, he marks his grave and leaves. The movie ends when Raven is seen on his next mission in the snow. If you like this video, share and like to help this channel out. Thanks for watching and see you at the next one.